body cameras. They were introduced with the idea that having footage of interactions would make police more accountable, which makes sense, because everyone wants to look good if they know other people could be watching. You know, you think the Snapchat hot dog, you think that hot dog is always so happy and upbeat? No, you should see him when the camera is off. Don't look at me without the filter. But it turns out that some police only behave better if they know the camera is on. You know how sometimes people say, I'm innocent, that cop planted those drugs, and you think, sure, Cracky. Well, it turns out we might owe Cracky an apology.
Video recorded on a Baltimore police officer's body camera appears to show a city officer manipulating evidence. During that time, you see 3 city officers in an alley. Seconds later, audio of the officers begins to be recorded.
I'm gonna check here. Hold on.
The officer is seen returning to the spot where the 3 were just standing, picking up a can and pulling drugs from it. The same can that it appears he placed the drugs in seconds earlier.
You know what, Baltimore police? I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Like, it's one thing to apparently plant evidence. It's another to miss a golden opportunity to look like a super sleuth. Like, you don't just come in and be like, drugs could be anywhere. Found them! You don't do that. You've got to play it up. You come in, you look around, you do that thing where you walk away and then you stop and go, oh! Something doesn't add up. Is that a can of black olives? The pits of olives are like rocks. Rocks, street name for crack. I got it! And then you find the drugs. Come on! If you're gonna frame people and send them to jail, at least have the decency to put on a show. Especially if you're planning to make this a regular thing.
For a second time, police officers in Baltimore are suspected of planting evidence in a drug case. And once again, they were exposed by their own cameras.
Body cameras were rolling during a traffic stop last November. The video shows Baltimore police officers searching a car for drugs. According to the public defender's office, the officers found nothing in the car until turning their body cameras off. When the cameras came back on, an officer is seen squatting by the driver's side of the suspect's car, apparently unaware that he's being recorded. He then stands up and steps back. About 30 seconds pass, another officer approaches the car. That officer then squats down and pulls out a bag of drugs.
You know, I'm starting to wonder if the entire drug business in Baltimore is just cops buying drugs to plant them. That's all it seems like. This is like cops coming up to dealers like, hey, man, I need some evidence, man. You got some good evidence? Drug dealers like, nah, man, I'm out. Oh, then what's this? Wait, what the just happened? I guess you just made a sale. Like, as disturbing as these videos are, black people have known about police planting evidence for years, but nobody believed them. But now there's the technology to prove it. It's sort of like how we've all assumed the hotel room was covered in semen, but then they invented the black light and we were like, holy this is a thorough coating. Even the ceiling. What's it? Wait, it's on the black light. How did that even happen? Now look, I know that 2 videos doesn't prove a systemic problem in policing. That's Stanford University's job.
Researchers at Stanford University collected and analyzed 60 million state patrol stops in 20 states. They found black drivers are issued 20% more tickets than white drivers, and Hispanic drivers receive 30% more tickets than other drivers. Hispanic drivers were most likely to be searched, least likely to have contraband.
Wow. Hispanics are the ones getting the most racism? That's like finding out the hotel room next door has even more semen than yours. No, I mean, part of you is happy, but the other part is like, oh man, I got the nerd room, come on.